So guys, this is my weekly report for August 28th, and just give you a little recap of what I did this week. Warren and I were down here in the Delta 4 days ago, and we have a really good day. We caught a lot of fish. We probably had 20 pounds, but we caught a lot of fish. And then I went back 3 days later, or 2 days later with Ed, and we had another phenomenal day. We didn't catch as many, but we caught a lot of nice fish. So there's a lot of bass that are chewing. We caught them all flipping. I'd say 90% of them were caught flipping. And you know me, I'm flipping that brush hog or D-bomb. And we caught some on chatterbaits too. I got a Ballsy Bait made me some new trailers for my chatterbaits, and man, they've been phenomenal. So pretty soon he'll get them on the market, but not yet. And then other things going on, you know what, but on the striper scene down there in the Delta, Warren and I, that day we caught all those bass. We also caught a limit of stripers, but no size. And then my brother was down there a couple of days ago, and he got them on top water, but I don't know how big they were. He didn't say. So anyway, getting into other things going around the area, I think the hottest thing going on now is, you know, out in the ocean. Don't forget, ocean salmon season opens September 4th through the 7th. A quota of 7,500. So if they don't hit that quota of 7,500, then it's going to reopen on September 29th and 30th. And then if they don't make the quota, October 1st and through the 5th. And then if they don't make the quota, October 27th to the 31st. So you have to go online to California Fish and Game, and you could read all the regs. Make sure anytime I tell you guys something, I would go online and check the regs anyway. So you know that's coming up here real quick. But other things going on is the bluefin. It kind of slowed down a little bit, but there's still guys out there and they're still catching them. You know, and they're all trolling the Mad Max. But the thing that happened this last week is the albacore. So they were catching a lot of them over at Half Moon Bay, and Lopes reported that they caught a lot of them out of San Francisco 2 days ago. So you know the albacore, you know, you're going to throw zookers, troll them, or traps. My brother, they're going to go out. They actually headed out this morning, but they went out 2 days ago. And I heard they broke the boat line 4 times. So, you know, they're probably have 100-pound tests. So I don't know how big those, you know, albacore. I heard there's some in that 20 to 30-pound class. And, you know, they can break that big line. But the albacore scene seems to be really good now. So, you know, yeah, you want to go do it. And the ocean seems to be pretty flat. So you could get out there and catch them. Okay, rock fishing. Rock fishing is really good. The 20 Phantom is open, but they're supposed to, in September, they're supposed to open all depth. Go on Fishing Game's website again and read it and see when they're going to do it. But, you know, they're going to open it up to all depths here in September. And then, you guys, if you want to go bluefin or you want to go albacore, you can get a hold of, you know, Jay Lopes with the right hook, Ricky Ocusta, Steve Mitchell, or Cal Don, Jim Smith, Tanner Carrick. You could Google any of those guys' names and they'll get you their phone number, and you could get on a list and then tell them, say you want to go try bluefin. They won't go unless they know they're going to catch them or the weather's good. So, you know, they'll put you on a list and they'll call you, and they'll usually give you 1 or 2 days notice. And then you just say yay or nay and head out. But you got to get on that list. And anyway, halibut on the North Bar, they're still catching some there. It's not red hot, but when you get a slow tide, I'm sure you can catch them. So a lot of the 6-packs are going out there catching them, getting the limit, and then going bottom fishing. Pacifica, there's still stripers on the beach. I'm sure you could catch surf perch. Casting iron or topwater lures seem to be the best bet for the stripers. And a lot of guys are going at night. and throwing iron and catching them. So, you know, those are some of the things that are going on outside the gate, and the fishing seems to be really good. So that's one of the things that you might want to hook up and go out. So anyway, San Francisco Bay, they're still catching some halibut. You know, you want to fish the deeper spots like Angel Island, Alcatraz, maybe Treasure. You could probably catch some stripers also when the tide's running faster. You want to get live anchovies and use a 3-way, and then use about a 4-foot leader. And it's probably better to use a circle hook. Stick it in a rod holder and wait till it loads up, and then just reel them in. Leopard sharks, not a lot of guys doing it, but there's a ton of them if you want to go catch them. Squid is probably your best bet, or midshipman. If you catch one like a leopard shark and you want to try it and cook them, they're actually good, but you got to bleed them real quick and then gut them and then look in their stomach, and if there's a midshipman in there that's still in one piece, you put that on the hook and you won't believe how fast you get bit. I was with Jay Lopes one time, and we did it, and he opened it up and it had a midshipman. We had 5 rods out. It was squid and nothing, and then we threw that thing out there, and as soon as it hit the water, hit the bottom, it was fish on. And I'm sure there's some stripers still in the bay, you know, as they're going to start heading in toward Rio Vista here pretty quick for the fall. So anyway, the Delta striper scene's been pretty good. There was quite a few fish moved in the system, but they seem to be out there, you know, on the west bank or even on the San Joaquin side between 3 Mile and the Antioch Bridge. Most of the guys are trolling, so they cover a lot of water. They're using the Yozuri deep diver with a trick worm on the back. But, you know, it depends on the tide. If you have a higher water, I would get into that 6 to 8 feet and throw the shallow running Yozuri and then put a trick worm on the back. And always go with the current. It's a lot more effective going with the current. So anyway, the Port of Sacramento has also got a lot of fish. Rick with Blade Runner has been going there morning and evening spawning and catching a bunch of fish, but they're all just undersized or keepers. But I think he got one about 8 pounds the other day. But there's a lot of fish seem to be in there. There's a lot of bait inside the Port of Sacramento. Liberty, there's small schools out there. Like I said, me and Warren got them. My brother got them one day, but it's not no slaughter like it should be. I think when the weather cools off a little and water temperature drops, and they'll start heading in there. The bass fishing, you know, like I said, I've been getting them mostly on flipping and chatterbaits. So, okay, coming in a little closer, you got that river fishing, and the thing that's going on really good right now is salmon. It opened back up only in the Feather, the American, and the McCollum. You can't fish any of the mouths on the Sacramento, like the mouth of the Feather or the mouth of the American. You can't fish them. You can't fish for salmon in the Sacramento River system. So the best place right now has been the Feather River from Star Bend on up, and their hottest baits seem to be the Silvertron spinners, but I'm sure you could catch them on quick fish too. But they're catching a lot of fish and a lot of nice ones. Okay, and then kokanee fishing is kind of slowing down a little bit, but they're still catching some big ones at New Melones. If you want to go, you might want to contact Carl Wise or Big Al. And Berryessa is still kicking out kokanee, and actually I was there a week and a half ago, and the fish still haven't turned. And if you want to go there, I would try calling Troy Barr or Big Nate. And then I'm sure Shasta, I heard Whiskey Town. I was up at Stampede fishing that J&J tackle, and we had one 12-incher, and we probably caught 80 that day, 5 of us. It was just crazy off the hook. And I'm sure you could get them at Boulder's Bar too. And then the trout fishing, I'm sure all the Sierra Lakes are probably putting out. This is the perfect kind of weather for there. Warville, Brett Brady had Rick and a couple of his buddies up there last week, and they caught some nice rainbows. They caught them up to, I think, like 6 pounds, but they caught a lot of rainbows up at Orville. And then the bass fishing, as far as lakes, Berryessa, I was up there last week and was up there. We were catching fish, drop shotting, and anywhere from, I'd say, 25 to 35 feet. That's where the thermocline is still at. I think it's right about 40 feet. And then they were catching also on jigs. And if you want to go up there, give Don Pagnelli a call. He's up there every week. I'm sure Orville, Folsom, Clear Lake. I heard the frog bite at Clear Lake's been really crazy. But all other lakes, I would throw top water in the morning and then drop shot or use a jig head with if you got forward facing round jig head with a little Kitech. Okay, so anyway, other things going on in the area. NorCal Guide and Sportsman's annual fundraiser is Saturday, November 8th. And to get tickets, you go online at ncgasa.org/shop. And they're giving away like 75 guns, 50 guided trips. They got so many prizes they're giving out. So if it's something that you want to go to one of these dinners and donate and help them out, this is the one to go to because they got so many prizes. It's crazy how much stuff they got to give away. Okay, and then Johnson's Outdoors, who does Minn Kota and hummingbird products, and along with Anglers Press, we're doing a on-the-water electronic sonar workshop. It's at Folsom Lake, Saturday, September 27th at 8 to 4 p.m. And basically what you do is you have to call Angler, go to anglerspress.com for info and you can read about it, and you can also register there. So you go on to anglerspress.com and you register that you're going to go, and it's going to show you the options. There's 5 of us that'll be there with our boats. I'm going to be doing 2D sonar and down scan and probably maybe a little live Mega 2. And so you sign up and then you tell Vince with Anglers Press who you want to go with. And then they do it in order, so every half hour we'll be taking different people out. They got guys that know the Navionics charts like the back of their hand, and if you want to learn how to read the charts and set the depth and everything on your fish finder, hook up with them. So anyway, that's gonna be Saturday, September 27th. You know what, I think it's Sunday. Check that day, but I think it's Sunday. Okay, and then Gone Fishing Marine. If you guys need a boat or need any repairs, electric motors, fish finders, go see Mark, tell him I sent you. They're doing decontamination, but only for Folsom and Berryessa. So he can decontaminate your boat. And it's better to go online and then make an appointment. But if you just drive there and show up, I'm sure they'll get you in real quick. And then, they've got Mixed Bag Sportsman, if you guys want to go online magazine. They're growing all the time. They're interviewing more people all the time and doing a lot of articles. And then we got Derek with Blind Squirrel. He's a guy, he's been going up to Stampede lately, and he's going to tell you, what kind of day he had. He videos everything, whether he catches them or not. And then he tells you exactly, what he's using, and it's just a good guy to watch, and he usually catches fish. And I'm still doing consulting on electronics, and then like if there's style fishing you want to learn, like kokanee or whatever, I've been doing that. I took the website down, so if you want to get a hold of me, you have to call me, and you can leave a message or text me at 916-761-7594. So hope you guys get out and go fishing, and I'll see you guys next week.